Hello viewers and dear students. My next video, I am ready with my next video, and this time I am making video on English subject for SSLC students in Karnataka state. And today's video is from poetry section. In English part 1 reader, you have a poem that is A Poison Tree. A Poison Tree. This is a very important poem from examination point of view, because one question definitely comes from this poem in exam, and for nearly 3 or sometimes 4 mark question comes in exam, 4 mark question comes in exam, and it is very important. That's why I want you to listen carefully, watch this video again and again. And this poem is also for memorization. This poem is for memorization. That means you have to learn it by heart, memorize it, because sometimes in exam you have to write any one stanza from this poem in exam. That comes for 4 marks. That is, for that reason also it is very important. Let me explain the poem. This poem is written by William Blake. This poem is written by William Blake. Poet is William Blake. William Blake was born in England in 18th century, that is 1757, and he died in 19th century, that is in 1827. And he lived during the period of symbolism and also the romantic period of literature, English literature. William Blake, this poem is all about symbolism. Why symbolism? Because let me explain first what is this symbolism. Symbolism is an idea. Symbolism is an art in which a writer or the poet uses a symbol, but that symbol does not give literally the same meaning as that thing, but it gives some other meaning. To express an idea or to express thoughts or to express something, a symbol is used. For example, William Blake himself in his poem Sunflower, sunflower is used symbolically, metaphorically for human being. Sunflower refers to human being in that poem. And this poem, in this poem, A Poison Tree, tree and apple tree is used as symbol to represent anger, wrath. The word wrath is used in poem, and wrath means anger. Let me read the poem first. I want to read it once for you. The poem is like this. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with tears, and I sunned it with smiles and with soft deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. there are 4 stanzas in this poem. 4 stanzas are there. First, second, third, and fourth. And the poem is all about anger. How anger is dangerous. Anger can sometimes lead to destruction, killing. Here, in the first stanza, the poet says, the speaker says, I was angry with my friend, I told my wrath did end. This is the first case. The speaker says that he was angry with his friend, and he went to his friend and expressed his anger, told his anger, discussed. And what happened? The result was my wrath did end. The wrath, anger came to an end. There was no problem. It means if a person is angry with someone, then he must go and talk, discuss, express, have a discussion with the person whom he is angry with. It makes the anger go, vanish, disappear. This is the first case. The speaker was angry, he expressed his anger, and the anger vanished, disappeared, there was no problem. Now, in the second case, the same stanza, there is one more case. I was angry with my foe. Foe means enemy. Foe means enemy. The speaker was angry with his enemy, with his foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And the speaker, he did not express his anger or did not talk to the enemy about his anger. That's why the result was the wrath, the anger grew. The word grow here reminds us of a tree. Remember, grow. This word reminds us of tree, just like a tree grows. That's why this poem is metaphorical. Anger is compared with the growing of anger is compared with the growing of a tree. So what happened? The wrath, the anger started growing because of not expressing, because of not telling. So in this first stanza, there are 2 different situations. There are 2 different cases. In first case, the poet, he discussed, he talked about his anger with his friend, and the anger came to an end. But in the second case, he did not talk about his anger to his foe. He was angry again with his foe, with his enemy, and the anger started growing like a tree. So the 2 different situations, 2 different results. Now, in the second stanza says, and I watered it in fears, night and morning with tears, and I served it with smiles and with soft deceitful wiles. This stanza tells us that the speaker cunningly or schemingly allowed the anger to grow, allowed the wrath to grow. What did he do? I watered it in fears. Whenever the speaker was alone, when there was no one around him, he thought about his enemy, he thought about what his foe did wrong with him, and in fears, that wrath, because of recalling, because of remembering what wrong the enemy had done, what wrong the foe had done. Because of that, the wrath grew more. Night and morning with tears. And whenever he was alone, whenever the speaker was alone, he remembered his foe and his actions against the speaker, and he cried. And this thing made the anger grow more and more. So what the speaker says, the growing of anger was his own mistake. He did it cunningly, scheming, and I served it with smiles. And whenever he came face to face with his foe, instead of neglecting him or instead of letting him know that he is angry, what he did, he gave a smile. He gave a smile to his foe, and the foe thought that there is no problem. That is why he says it was a deceitful wife giving smile while meeting. At the time when they came in front of each other, he gave a smile, and that giving smile was a soft, deceitful while. He should have expressed the anger, but instead of expressing anger, when he came across with his enemy, when he saw his enemy, he gave a smile. The speaker gave a smile. So in this stanza, the poet says how the speaker allowed his anger or helped his anger grow himself. Speaker himself helped his anger grow. And how did he do that? This way. In fears, in tears. He gave a smile. These were all deceitful ideas, deceitful wiles. That's why the mistake is not only of the enemy here. The speaker, he himself also made mistake. He allowed the anger to grow in this fashion, in this manner. Then what happened? Let's come to the next stanza, third stanza. And it grew both a day and night because of all these deceitful wiles, because of all these things, because the speaker allowed the anger to grow. It grew. It here refers to anger. It here refers to anger. The anger grew day and night, just like a tree on giving water and receiving light and heat from sun. The tree grows both day and night. In the same way, the anger also grew both day and night. That's why here the speaker, the poet is comparing the anger with tree. Now, till it bore an apple bright, and the anger reached to its height. The anger became maximum. What happens when when a tree is small, a plant is grown, it grows both day and night. And what is the maximum growth? At the stage of maximum growth, the tree starts giving fruit. So here, in the same way, the anger, the wrath grew day and night, and it reached to its maximum height till it bore an apple bright. Means the anger was very high now. the anger reached to its highest point. It became severe because this was done by speaker himself. He did not express, and he went through anxiety, and because of that, when he was away from his enemy, he remembered his enemy and he cried. He cried. He thought of wrong actions done by his enemy, and whenever he met his enemy, he gave a smile. So all these things, cunningly he allowed the anger to grow. Now, and he knew it was mine, and my foe beheaded shine, and the foe, enemy, saw the bright apple, but he did not know that the apple is dangerous. The speaker did not allow the foe to understand that the apple is poisonous. It was grown out of anger, not out of happiness. And my foe beheaded shine, the enemy saw the apple and he knew it was mine, and the enemy knew that it belonged to the speaker. Enemy is not at all aware that the apple is grown, the apple is dangerous, apple is grown out of fear, out of tears, it was grown out of anger, wrath. He simply saw there is a bright apple. That's what happened. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. And one night, this is all symbolism. You can observe, you can experience how William Blake symbolically wrote this poem using the symbols like tree, apple, garden, night, pole. Pole refers to the pole star. Pole here refers to the pole star. So when the night had veiled the pole star, when it was completely dark, the enemy, he entered into that garden and he ate that apple. He thought, he did not know, he thought that the apple is poisonous. He thought that it is a good apple which he can eat. It means he was deceived by the speaker. Speaker deceived the enemy by not letting him know that he is angry with him. And then, in the morning, glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. And what was the result? The result was the enemy died. The enemy, he had that apple, and in the morning, glad I see, in the morning, the speaker saw that the enemy was dead, outstretched, dead, died beneath the tree. So the anger resulted in the killing of the enemy. The result was the enemy got killed. It was all because of not expressing the anger. It was all because of not having a word with the enemy about the anger, about the wrath. So I hope you all understood this poem. And remember, the art of symbolism is used in this poem. And the poem is metaphorical. Metaphor is a figure of speech. The poem is metaphorical. The symbol of tree, apple is very nicely used by William Blake to show, to give this message to the leaders that it's not good to hide the anger. Whenever we are angry with someone, we must talk, have a word, dialogue about the anger, and let the anger go. This makes the anger go away, vanish. But if you do not express your anger, that anger grows. It grows so much that finally it kills. It brings destruction. It destroys. So this message is conveyed by William Blake in this poem, A Poison Tree. Once again, I want you to read the poem carefully and remember that this poem is for memorization. You have to memorize. Any one stanza definitely comes in exam to write. Which stanza will come, we don't know. They give any one stanza out of these 4 stanzas. So I want you to learn it by heart, memorize it, so that a 4-mark question will be easy for you to answer. I hope you all understand. Once again, I tell you, in the first stanza, 2 different cases, 2 different situations. In one situation, the speaker was angry with his friend. He expressed his anger, and the anger went away. Anger vanished, disappeared, came to an end. And in the second situation, in the second case, again the speaker was angry with his foe, with his enemy, but he did not go and talk to him, and because of that, the anger started growing. And how the second stanza tells us how speaker helped his anger grow. This way. And I watered it in fear. It refers to the anger. It refers to the anger. He watered the anger, means he allowed the anger to grow, and night and morning with tears. I served it with smiles. That means he gave heat and light, just like when we give heat and when we allow a tree to get heat and light. When sun gives heat and light to a tree, it grows. In the same way here, the speaker allowed his anger to grow in this manner. So the second stanza is all about how the speaker helped his anger grow. And then in the third stanza, the maximum height of the anger, of the wrath. And what happened? The tree bore an apple, and that apple was seen by the enemy. He did not know that it was a poisonous apple. He did not know that the speaker is deceiving him, and finally he came in trap of the speaker. The enemy came in trap of the speaker, and finally he died. It led to the death of the growing anger, led to the death of the enemy. So, and then in the last stanza, it is all about how the enemy died. So this is poem A Poison Tree, written by William Blake. Hope you all understood, and I want you to read it from your reader, and you can search some more explanation on internet. Have a nice day. Do subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.